Greetings, citizens. Justiguy has arrived. 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors, and there is a large iron door at the end. Let's take a look. They'd moved a few steps toward the door when Junpei heard the sound of metal on metal. Huh? They turned around. Seven was doing something to the door of the shower room. What are you doing, Seven? Well, I figure maybe we might want to come back here sometime. Oh, I stuck the broom in there to keep the door from shut. Alright, let's go. With that, he stood up and began walking down the hallway. He brushed past Junpei and kept going. Yeah, we're not friends anymore, are we? After a moment, the rest of them followed him. Before long, they found themselves at the large iron door. They'd only been there for a moment when June spoke up. Jumpy, look! He turned. There, on the right side of the hallway, was a piece of paper attached to the wall. What's up? What's that on the wall there? It's a piece of paper attached to the wall. Are you blind? Like, Snake? Oh God, I miss him. Junpei ran over and peeled it off. It's a map of the ship's interior. It says C deck. Did we already have a map? So it's the map for this floor then. I'll have time to study it later. Let's keep going for now. Junpei folded the map and stuffed it into his pocket. Back at the door, the four of them lined up in front of it. Santa stepped forward. He grabbed hold of the door and then turned to look back at the rest of them. Ready? I'm going to open it. They nodded. Santa nodded back and threw the door open. Are we just gonna go right into another one? All four of them leapt through. What the? What should it be? It took only a moment for them to realize where they were. We are back. They had been there only a short time. Oh shit. It was the large hospital room filled with... No, the doors are different. Oh, but are they looking at the other end? It was the large hospital room filled with countless beds. What? Oh shit. Oh fuck. Oh fuck and shit. Oh shit and fuck. Oh shit, fuck. Fuck, shit. Oh shitty, fuck. Shitty, fuck. Okay, this is bad. It's delightful. Don't get me wrong, but it's bad. Oh, this is so bad. Ace was there as well, although he looked as though he had only just woken up. Clover, Lotus, and Ace, I'm glad you're all okay. Lotus, what are you? The moment they spotted Junpei, Lotus and Clover headed straight back. As she neared him, Lotus drew back her hand and slapped him open. I mean, fuck off. How could you do this to us? Grace was furious. She grabbed Junpei by the collar and shook him violently. Clover didn't touch him, but the hate in her eyes was no less. I mean, you don't get to talk, Lotus. It was Seven who stopped them. Knock it off. We got bigger shit to worry about right now. His deep voice echoed across the massive room. Lotus glared at Seven, but let Junpei go after one last vicious shake. What? Go have a look. I stuck the screwdriver in the door. That door over there, the one without a number. So long as the screwdriver's there, it can't shut, so you can get in there. There's a shower room past there. I stuck a broom in the door there too. Anyway, we'll take a look. And you're saying we can go in there without passing through the numbered door? Yeah, that's about the size of it. What the hell is in there? You'll know when you see it. Fine, let's go. Lotus and Clover looked at one another for a moment, then nodded and stepped through the door. Then Ace made his way to them, moving with the stiff, shuffling steps of someone who was only just awoken from a lengthy slumber. My goodness. Now I said I was sure you'd come back for me. Didn't think it would happen so soon, though. He shook his head weakly. Did I go as well? Yeah. Seven nodded. Very well. He followed Lotus and Clover with a stiff, tired gait. Wait for it. A squeal of tortured metal made Junpei's teeth curl. It sounded like the noise a ghost would make. No matter how many times he heard it, he never got used to it. Every time it put him on edge. It didn't help that there was a girl nearby who looked far more like a ghost than a living human should. It was Clover. Thoughts. She sat on the edge of the bed, her head drooping listlessly onto her chest. Her eyes were blank and stared across the room at nothing. Her breathing was slow and mechanical. Aside from the rise and fall of her chest, she didn't move. Junpei felt as if even a nudge might cause her to shatter into 1,000 pieces. Snake was probably murdered. Chances are he was killed the same way the ninth man was. Seven lowered his voice, likely in an effort to keep Clover from hearing what he had to say. There were 4 other people in the room with Junpei and Seven. Ace, Santa, June, and Lotus. Seven looked at each one of them in turn and continued. It's pretty straightforward, not that hard to figure out how they did it. First, the killers got Snake to authenticate on the red to open door 3. Then they shoved him into it, alone. And waited 9 seconds for the door to shut. Once that door shut, it was all over for Snake, but he didn't give up. He probably knew it wouldn't do him any good, but he probably ran into the shower room looking for the dead. There was a small chance, but it wasn't like he had anything to lose anyway. Unfortunately, it didn't work. The detonator's only deactivated if everybody who authenticated when they went in uses the dead. Nick was the only one who went through the door. And then 81 seconds after he was shoved in, that happened. I see. So that's what you meant by killers, huh? You need at least 3 people to open one of the numbered doors, including Snake. It wouldn't open for Snake and a single killer. Yeah. That means we're looking at multiple perps here. Junpei crossed his arms and grunted. Well, just in case, I want to make sure. Let's say you're right. When do you think Snake was killed? When we all split up to look for the bots for the Reds, I think. Right after that was when we noticed he was gone. But that means none of us have alibis. We were all off searching the rooms we'd been assigned, looking for those parts. Yeah, that means anybody could be a killer. Wait a minute, what are you talking about? June seemed shocked. How can you say that so casually? You're implying that one of us is a killer? Well, not just one of us. If I'm right, that at least 2 of us are murderers. Why don't you calm down a bit, Seven? What are you going to gain by being so suspicious? That's what Zero wants, you know. What Zero wants? Exactly. This game was set up by Zero, wasn't it? The game has a winner and loser. Whoever makes it through door 9 is the winner, and those who don't are the losers. Zero is trying to make us fight against one another for the victory. And you're saying that Zero is trying to split us up by making us fight each other? Yes. That is why we can't let ourselves fall prey to suspicion. We have to trust one another and form a strong bond of friendship. We must be nakama. Otherwise, we'll end up ensnared by Zero's manipulations. Then, does that mean that the person who killed Snake? Yes, almost certainly Zero himself. If there's anyone we should doubt, it should be Zero. He masterminded this game and kidnapped all of us. Doesn't it seem reasonable that he would have killed Snake as well? Good question. I feel like this is a conversation we've had before. Yeah, Junpei and Santa had this conversation a little while ago, didn't they? Junpei hadn't really considered that. If Zero killed Snake, then Zero is on the ship with us. Junpei... Was Zero still on the ship with them? I don't fucking know. He wasn't sure. Something's still strange. What was that? Well, I'm just wondering about one thing. What's that? How can you be so sure that Zero's on this ship? Ace's eyebrows shot up. Really, Junpei, I confess I'm a little disappointed. Usually you're rather sharp. Isn't it obvious? Wait, it is? This ship. Huh? Zero said this ship several times when he addressed us. I am Zero, the captain of this ship. The purpose of the game is simple: leave this ship alive. You have no doubt surmised this ship has begun to sink. If he weren't here, he wouldn't say this ship, would he? He'd be saying something like that ship or the ship. It's kind of a stretch. Oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Like, Ace's explanation made perfect sense. I felt a little foolish. I mean, sure, but... Or he was saying that to make you think that. Still, he was left with a question, and it was one of no small importance. Zero's on this ship. Where is he? Suddenly, everyone went very quiet. The silence was cold and clammy, and Junpei could feel it crawling across his back and around his throat. Again, he heard the ghosting, moaning noise. And moments later, a person who looked more ghost than human appeared. Clover. She looked at the floor as she spoke, and her voice was a cold monotone. I think Zero is one of us. Every human body in the room froze. The only sound was the muffled rustling of breath. Eyes darted from face to face. One of those faces was the No. That you can't switch one like that. That's not the right one. You can't do that. That's wrong. One of those faces was the face of their jailer. But who? Was he one of them? How many fucking choices are you making me make here? Goddamn! It's crazy. Isn't the ship going to sink in a few hours? If Zero was here with us, he'd be putting himself in danger. Why the hell would he do something like that? There's no motive. Clover looked up at Junpei and her face fell. You don't believe me. Gah. Her eyes were so pitiful. The moment Junpei's met them, he felt his heart tighten. He didn't think what he said was wrong. Or perhaps the way he said it had been. He'd been too insensitive. Clover had just lost her brother. His death would have been bad enough, but he'd also seen the blasted wreck of his body. I mean, you could have just not fucking told her to go look at it. Junpei barely knew him, and the sight had been enough to make him sick. What Clover had felt, he couldn't even begin to imagine. In the mental state she must have been in, it was understandable that she would look at those around her with suspicion. She felt everyone was against her. The least Junpei could have done was try to understand what she was feeling. He felt ashamed of what he'd said. Perhaps, he thought, I should apologize. Before that apology could begin, Clover, I understand what you're feeling. You don't feel that you could trust any of us. Ace had beaten Junpei to the punch. As he spoke to Clover, his face was calm and friendly. But you have to understand. The more we distrust one another, the further we fall into our true foe's trap. You're being really suspicious all of a sudden, Ace. Zero was the one who did these horrible things to your brother. Do you want to let yourself be manipulated by someone who would do such a horrible thing? 1 and 2. Wait, 1 plus 2 plus 0. Is that the trick? If someone has 2 numbers? Okay, so first I just want to say, when I said that, I was saying that based on the idea that it's still 3 people. But then when I said it, was like, wait, what if Ace just was 0 And so he had a 1 bracelet and a 0 bracelet, because that would also work. I don't know. Dots. Clover didn't answer. She didn't even look at Ace. The whole time her eyes were on Junpei. You could feel Clover's eyes boring into him. They were the color of a deep winter lake. Junpei saw no suspicion in them, only sadness. Then in that horrible silence. Oh no. They heard its bell begin to ring. Do not ask for whom the bell tolls. Or run for Snake. It was the clock at the central staircase. 3 in the morning. That means we have 3 hours left. And we need to move now. 7, Clover. I know how you feel, but you do understand that right now it's impossible. We trust that. It's important. Wow, that is not what he was saying. It's important we trust one another, don't you? 7 and Clover remained silent. Her eyes were looking at something somewhere else very far away. We must go. We have very little time left. Ace's words put their feet to moving. They all knew where they were going. The next destination is Mercury. It is? Here we go. They stood in front of the elevators next to the stairs that led to the casino and the kitchen. Dots. Between the 2 elevators was a card reader with the Mercury symbol engraved on it. Ah! Junpei stood in front of it with a Mercury keycard. Oh, that's the... Yeah, I found it in the shower room. I see. It's got the Mercury symbol. He took a deep breath and slid the card through the reader. It made a small beep, and the lights on the reader blinked to life. Now we can go. 7 people, including Junpei, climbed onto the elevator. Interesting. Looks like there's only 2 floor buttons working. Sea and bottom. The rest were destroyed or did nothing when pushed. Time to head down then. Junpei hit the bottom button. What? I bet Snake was a bottom. Ho-ho! The door closed. Slowly they began to move downward. Sometime later, all 7 of them stopped off the elevator onto the bottom deck. They stepped off and saw that the hallway to their right ended somewhere between 20 and 25 feet from them. The hallway in front of them was a dead end, but not a regular dead end. This is a numbered door. Yeah, it's door 2. Immediately they began to discuss who would go through it. So who should go through the door this time? Oh. Uh-oh. We don't need who to discuss we leaving behind this time, right? Right, it's set up so we'll be able to meet up again once we get through the numbered doors. And there's no need for arguments at this point. We should figure out who's going first. Very well. Would anyone like to volunteer? I'll do it. The first to speak up was 7. I'll go 2. Then I suppose I need to go 2 then. Junpei followed suit, which meant Lotus was, by default, the 3rd member. 5 plus 7 plus 8 equals 20. 2 plus 0 is 2. Alright, we're taking off. Okay, please be careful. Jesus, you 2 are acting like you're married, you know that? Oh, June blushed. So did Junpei. Don't be silly, cut it out. Perhaps in an attempt to hide his emotions, he quickly turned away to pull the lever on the red. The door opened. As they'd come to expect, there appeared to be a short hallway on the other side. Alright, let's go. Lotus was the first through the door. Yeah, let's do this. 7 was next, and Junpei brought up the rear. So now Junpei is the bottom. Where the hell is it this time? I don't know, citizens. Where the hell is it this time? I guess we'll have to find out next time on Zero Escape. 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors, because until then, I'm afraid this is gonna have to be
Farewell. See ya.
Why did I fucking end it like that? That was weird. Until next time, I'm afraid this is going to have to be farewell.